3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen,
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Hello, man. How are you doing?
good, buddy. How you doing? Welcome.
Great, and
So
you?
everybody in America, happy Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day. Everybody's off.
Yeah.
They're sleeping.
What Memorial Day?
Well, it's in
We
memorial
celebrate Memorial
to the
Day.
death of Stephen, I think. I think he died over the weekend. Or it might
did,
be
it
one of
was
your
fun.
shows. Must be one of your shows.
One of the
guys.
shows, yes. One of the shows might have died this week. But no, today is Memorial Day in America, which means husband and wives that are getting divorced are still brother and sister. Families are having barbecues. People are drinking beers, having sex, shooting their guns
Yeah.
off.
What the memory is about? Because
We're supposed to,
well-
back in the day, the memorial for the fallen soldiers of wars past.
Oh, is that what it was?
Okay,
I
so it's-
thought it was Memorial Weekend because the Indy 500 didn't start on time. But
Let's find it. It could be because it could be. I thought it was also because of Formula One, the Monte Carlo race. They just needed a long weekend, and let me tell you, I watched that in its entirety, and that was a hell of a race yesterday. Formula One. I was like,
oh, you watched this?
kudos to Ferrari. Ferrari did very good. I was very impressed with the
still
race.
recovering from Viaplay. So if anybody's listening from Viaplay, you need to give me a free subscription to your Formula One because I'm a lifetime Formula fan. And I can't afford to buy the subscription. So I had to watch the I had to watch the Porsche Super Cup instead live because I couldn't watch Formula One.
Well, I watched Formula One. I watched Ferrari kick ass and McLaren come behind it.
Oh,
It
that's
looks
a
like Red Bull
very
and-
men's sport, right? There are no
Man.
women driving. Yeah.
Well, there has been.
There's a few women, I think.
You know
but
something?
no, there's.
Yeah.
There's
But
been-
today we are not talking about women. We did it last night, and we gave them, of course,
Last week, yes.
the
We
priority
gave them kudos.
because that's what we
Yes, we
should
did.
do with women. But today
We
we
should
speak
give them
about we
something.
talk about men.
Men.
And
Manly
it's
men.
and it's a topic that we know by first hand quite well, right, guys?
Both fans, actually, depending if
yeah,
I feel
just say-
ambidextrous or twisty, you know.
Exactly. It depends on whether or not I'm at home or away. Let's put it that way.
That's right. Depends if I want to be coy with myself and take myself to dinner. So, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. So it's gonna be that kind of show, kids. So good luck.
Okay, David, what's the definition of a man?
Here we go.
A definition of a man.
Yeah.
Difficult. No,
No,
I'll
you see?
pass on it. Don't
Because
know.
you need to speak about yourself, and it's more difficult.
I've never had it. Well, I'll get in first. Stephen has no problem about talking about himself. So
We'll come to him later. Don't worry. He's now. I give him time.
Very shy person.
Of course you are.
I know.
About myself.
See, that's the thing. Men can't take compliments. That's what it is. And I'm trying
They
to
can't?
compliment Stephen. No.
I take compliments all the
I'll
time.
tell you.
They just,
I can't-
there are more girls than men. Oh, come on. What are you saying? It's not
know,
like
right?
that.
Something about,
I'm not that good.
It's not. It's difficult for me to define that, but it's quite funny because since Annette and I have been together, she always says to me, "I've learned so much more about men," because she made a comment that one of her colleagues, I think, his mother had passed, and then one of his other work colleagues just came up and slapped him on the back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." And she said that's just not what women would do. You know, women would just like embrace each other and whatever. But men have this real distance in cuddling each other. And I'm a cuddler. I don't mind. I'll give anybody a cuddle.
What is a cuddler?
You know,
David likes to snuggle with other men.
Okay. Yeah, me too. In Greeks, we are like.
Well,
Yeah.
Greek.
We kiss
Please.
each other, you know, we touch each
Oh, yeah.
other, etc.
I know.
But
sure.
if you mention that somebody might be gay, they are serious, you know. Oh, come on. What did you say? What did you say? So
That's true.
what's going on with men if they call each other gay or something, or you're so gay or something, or I didn't understand something else. Like, why men trying to compete with the size of their penis? I mean, the bigger the better. It's so obvious that they don't know women because they don't like half a meter penis. They don't like it. It's too
Well, I can speak from experience
painful.
with my half a meter, Peter. They do like it. It just depends on the women. No, I'm just kidding. I think the biggest thing is here, and why men are. We
Call
did
him
this
Peter.
weekend. We call him Peter. He has his own name and zip code. But no,
Saint Peter.
I think Peter. I think men are. It's depending on your society. In America, I know masculinity is a big thing. And I say this because of what we were out the other day shopping, and we were walking through a store, and my wife says to the sales guy who's gay, because she said everything's 20% off or something, and she goes, "I'll give you my husband for 20% off." And the sales guy's like, "Okay, I'll take him." And I was laughing because, like, in my mind, I'm like, my initial response should be something like, "Thanks, honey," blah 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 blah. Then I just laughed and I said, "All right, so I guess I'm going home with someone else." And like we played off of it, but most men would have been like, "Oh, this is unbelievable," and I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah, they're too
serious.
Come on, they're too serious.
I think you have to be secure with your manlyhood.
Yeah, but maybe she's secure. Maybe you're a good lady, secure in your relationship, that she knew that she could tee you up for that, and you wouldn't be miffed about it. So that. But I think this whole masculinity thing, it goes back really, I think, to the
cavemen.
To early men when before big societies clicked in, the strongest male would who would be the one who would be defending that group of
but that's not the case anymore, David, is it? Now the smartest, I guess.
Well, not even that. I think we've evolved to a point where, like, and I'm still an old school guy, and I believe men should smell good. So I like to put on my Chanel Sport and smell good when I dress up.
Steven,
I like to smell good when I go out.
Should women smell bad? I mean, everybody should smell good.
Women should smell good. Well, some smell and taste like tuna, but that's a different show. Anyway, but no, I think men should always smell good, and that's how I was raised. So when I dress up, I'm talking like when I go out for like in a pair of shorts and a polo shirt, but I'm talking when I go out, like we went to dinner last night and I was dressed like, dressed, real clothing. I spray myself with, I smell good. And I was always brought up, you should smell good. My grandfather said, and that's an old school thing. If you go back into the day, men used to smell, they were men and they smelled good. And I've been in many meetings.
But all these
sweaty and stuff.
All this chucking on of all these scents and odors is because there was a stinking world that everybody lived in. So
but that's not true. I think old world men. I'm not talking about the 13th century where you had to sniff stuff every day and douse yourself in it. I'm talking about the last 50, 100 years. Where there were showers and stuff.
People didn't even bath or wash things because they didn't consider it.
Right, but now we do. But I'm saying I'm talking in the era where you do. Like my grandfather's era, we had showers and they bathed, but they came from a world where men should smell good. And I agree with that. I think a man should smell good. You know what I mean? So I put cologne on.
You said that. You said that twice now, but you haven't backed up as to why. That's just a statement.
Why men should smell good?
Yeah, but men should smell good. Yeah, what does that mean? What smell good to you?
On.
Yeah, but
David is putting subjectivity in the conversation.
Why?
Are you actually now reversing? So I like to
here's devil's advocate.
And here's what's really funny. I've been in meetings where women have leaned in, thank you very much, and they'll go, "Oh, you smell very nice," and I'm like, "Thank you." But men should always smell good. and it's just how I was raised. That's an old
Yeah, but it's
school,
relevant
old
to
world
you
thing.
then, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but
Because, I mean,
we are talking like 5 minutes about this is the thing that makes a man man. They should smell good.
Why not? What else?
What
What
makes
else
a
makes
man
a man?
man?
that's
What
what,
makes a man man?
well,
Being
yeah,
a gentleman, but men don't
All
know how to be a
right,
gentleman.
yeah, but that's
They
got
don't know how to
nothing
do
to
gentleman,
do
that
with
yeah,
being a
anymore.
it's
man, does it?
gentleman. They should be gentle. All right.
No, they should be a gentleman. They should be old school. See, once again, old world. Get the chair, get the door, stand up when a woman
But
enters
it's
the
got
room,
nothing to
leaves the
do with
table.
being a man. A
Yes,
woman
I
could
think
do.
it does.
A woman could do that.
A woman
women,
can't do that. She
as
can't get
far
the
as I,
door. She
as
can't get
far
the
as
door. Oh, stop it. Have you
why
seen
not?
them drive? Because I've seen
Um,
women drive. They drive like this. No. So
No, but the women, I'm sure, are quite capable.
Have you seen most of the men cooking?
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
just most, because there are men who cook very well. I'm not one of
But that
them.
doesn't.
yeah, but they're not cooks then, are they? They're chefs. You see, so that's
Yeah, yeah, but
you-
very few
you-
of
you
them.
come up-
Very few of them. If we take the
Yeah.
general,
Okay, all right. So
situ-
is a cook a nothing, and a chef then has to be a man?
no, it
Chef
doesn't
can
make
be
this
male
a
or
man.
female.
What makes a man man?
His
Well,
penis.
cologne, according to
Well, it's
according
penis
to
and cologne,
Stephen.
apparently. There you go.
You know,
There you go.
Yeah,
I
if you
looked
take
at-
it biologically, okay, but
yeah.
I mean in the society, in the culture.
I mean, I'm not, I've not been successful with this penis thing. I mean, I tried. I mean, it kept sending me all these emails and saying, take all these tablets and it'll enlarge your meat and two veg. Nothing. Complete waste of money. I might have been scammed. I think. I'm not sure. But they kept sending me, take these tablets. It'll, it will make your penis. I mean, if I'd have been so successful as the amount of tablets I'd have taken, as instructed by all the emails that I've received, because somebody sent me an email, they're trying to help me, obviously, then my penis would be about 3.5 kilometers long. But, for some reason or
Hey,
another,
now.
Oh my God.
What happened?
the tablets, I mean, am I doing something wrong? Should I not have responded to the emails? I mean, is that a man thing? I'm not sure.
Not to respond. That's a human thing. It's not.
That's a
Yeah?
human thing. No, David's
Oh,
talking
okay.
about enlarging his penis. So
Yeah.
but see, I don't think penis.
What for?
Yeah, really.
Well, because,
at
but
your
then they
age, you'll
said
just-
that
at your
it
age, you'll
would
hurt
make-
yourself. So
It
stop.
would make me feel better, and I would be able to do sports and all that sort of stuff.
Do you remember? Now it's Memorial Day. Do you remember the film Born?
Born on
4th
the
of
4th of
July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Tom Cruise's film. That was not.
Yeah,
anything to do with
but you
Memorial
remember
Day.
his case. It was about a hero that was, I think, a true story,
In
or no?
in a
I think
wheelchair.
yes.
In a
Yeah,
wheelchair.
but he had also a problem. He couldn't.
Yeah,
He
didn't
couldn't have
take any
erection.
tablets.
And do
Yeah.
you remember the scene with the woman that he said that
No,
he took?
I don't.
It's an old film, yeah.
know.
She
I'm gonna
took
look it
him and she showed him that, look, there are other tools that you have, man, that you can give pleasure to us. And that's a real man. And what I was saying to the girls when I was studying, and we were talking about men and women, I was saying to them the following, that a real man can make a woman to come to an orgasm with only his finger. That's what men should do.
Well,
You
I
know
did
what?
read the book.
Let
I
me
did read the
tell
book.
you, that's-
Real Men Should Eat Quiche, but I don't know if that helped
Yeah,
either.
that
can't-
book's stupid. Hey, listen, here's how a man really makes a woman come to orgasm. If we're going to have this discussion, you know how you do that? With your Black American Express card. That makes them have an orgasm.
Oh, that's sexist. I don't know if you like this kind of women, but
I think Big is smart ass.
I don't like
I-
them, and I don't like them for many reasons, because I don't have that kind of
But
card.
but let's
So
just
they're excluded by default.
let's just backtrack a bit then, because you're talking about men have to use tools. I mean, do you have to get a hammer out or a screwdriver or is that what you know?
No, I meant
What?
tongue.
Oh, right, tongue. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
going back to what
Ox-
really makes a
Ox
man,
tongue.
I think if you're born, and I
Cologne.
don't get into this,
Cologne,
I don't
old
do
school.
cologne. I don't think getting into LGBT, all this other crap. I'm just talking about what makes you a man biologically, and we'll move past that. Is that if you're comfortable in your skin, whether you smell good or not, whether you dress well or not, or whether you have a Black American Express card or not, or blah
Or a
blah blah
hammer.
blah blah, or a hammer,
Yeah,
apparently.
we're joking.
Finger,
They know.
or a finger. At the end of the day, if you're comfortable in your skin, you're a man. Full stop.
Okay, but
Well,
do you
no,
think there are
say that because
motherfuckers? I'm sorry. Do you think that there are motherfucking men which feel very well inside their skins, but they are greedy, have vanity, they're bullying people, they are killing people, right? Because there are a lot of people that with this kind. Now we're getting serious. There are a lot of people.
Right.
In Greece, I'll tell you that they believe that their manhood, that they should be strong and be very, sure of himself, and
Right.
be violent. Like Putin is a symbol to them. Like this is a real leader. This is a symbol for them for manhood. Manhood,
He's
did I say
a
right?
He's a midget.
Manhood, okay.
He's a midget. Yeah.
And he knows it, and he's using it. He's on the horse. You remember him on the horse, or
Putin.
doing
You're talking about Putin.
judo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
And
talking
this
about Putin.
this is the symbol of a man. And one of these men, who another is this kind of type? Trump is. So is this
that's
the
why
symbol? Is this the symbol of the man? Grab her by the pussy?
No.
No.
No, that's disgusting.
Well, at least not in my point of view.
Not in my-
Right?
Listen,
I think most of the women agree, but I don't know on the Trump
Yeah,
side how
but
they feel.
it would appear that the men think that's good. Look how successful he's been by grabbing grabbing all the pussy you can get hold of.
Well, for me, he is not successful. He's just a motherfucker, another motherfucker. That's what I think.
Well, technically,
but are
if
you
you think
talking
about
about
it-
men or are you talking about politics now? You see.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
little different here.
men are involved in politics. This is their main domain because they feel. Well, look.
Here's a dilemma.
This is an extension of the penis, like the car sometimes. Like this is an extension of the penis.
Adam, here's a dilemma for you. Do you think that Donald Trump smells nice?
No, for God's sakes, I don't think.
Well, he could do. He could be bathing himself.
Look, it's a mental thing. I don't think that he looks nice. I don't think that he behaves nice. I don't think that he smells nice. I don't know if he puts a ton of perfumes on him, but he will never smell nice to me in my head because of other reasons. Then that's.
So you have to carry yourself in a certain way, regardless if you smell nice or not, David. You have to carry yourself in a certain way.
I don't think that Biden also smells nice, No,
he smells
evidently, Bill Clinton did. People used to say he had a wonderful.
But my point, though, is that for you, you say, what is a man? Everybody has their own definition. If you go to one part of the world, they're going to tell you this is what they think a man is. If you go to another part of the world, they're going to tell you this is what they think of a man is. Unfortunately, in America, back in the day, we thought a man was like John Wayne. We think a man is an Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, not them personally, but their characters that they play, right? If you talk to people in Asia, they have a different perspective on what a man would be. And if you ask a woman what a man should be, a woman's going to go through, they should be sensitive and they should be this and they should be that.
Do we know what's their symbol of man? I don't know. I'm asking.
Let's find out. Let's look it up. We're live. Let's ask Google.
Let's ask AI.
I'm doing that right now.
I was just reading something about AI. They were saying.
I know what it is in Greece, and sometimes the men. I don't understand it. Sometimes I think that the men are trying to impress other men, not women. So are they gay actually? But if you call them gay, they're furious. My God.
Well, gay means happy.
But it goes back again to what I said right at the beginning. We in the very early societies, the most dominant, strongest male would be the one pushed forward to defend everybody else. He had the best food, he had the best women, he had the best place to sleep. Because they wanted to keep him in top form to protect everything around.
Yeah, but what made him for others to choose him as a leader?
Well, I would imagine then it would have been physical.
Not only because if it's a tribe and the village, it has to be wise also somehow. It has to take good decisions, like in the war, because when there was a war or something, he had to be fair with everybody.
Maybe it changed then. Maybe as we become more warlike, then the physical aspect became more important than the mental aspect.
Well,
we had this discussion last time we were talking about women. You were saying a lot of women were matriarchs and they were looking after, a very peaceful society. But when that peaceful society changes then into violence, you see that with all forms of ape. Then then that strong male, that's the one you want up at the front, not the guy who's thinking, what's the best way I should hit that guy while he's being hit with a stick. Somebody else, you think, well, you should be out there hitting him first.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being a man and being a leader. You can be a leader and not be a man. So what you're describing is a leader.
But it is a symbol
There's a
of
big
an
difference.
archetype
No.
of man. Man will let he's a leader. He's that's why I talked about Putin, or for others Trump, or for others Biden, or for others I don't know.
But that's my point. But if you look at these people, and I'm like, if you put in Biden or Trump or Putin or even Musk or some of these people, I don't look at them
Altman,
as right. Something's wrong with your headset, by the way.
I don't look at.
I do, because look, am I too loud? Sorry, now technical.
No, now you're better. Now you're better. Yeah. Before I couldn't really hear you. Okay. North of the fans or a fan couldn't
maybe
hear you.
I shout because I'm a Greek.
Yeah, just leave it like that. But no, I don't. There's a difference between being a leader and being a man. A leader may not be a man, and a man may not be a leader. So there's a vast difference of the two. Like some leaders are not men, and some men could never be a leader. So you got to think through that.
we are trying to find out what is men for you. You have to tell me. But okay, they smell nice. What else? You said gentleman.
No. That's a throwaway.
But those,
to me, being a gentleman to me is being a man. Being a man.
Yeah, but that's a social agreement. This gentleman thing.
That's not a social agreement. Really? What country do you live in? That's a bullshit today. That's nothing.
It's a social agreement, Stephen. The social agreement is that you teach small boys that to stand up when a lady comes in the room.
I'm not a priest. I don't touch little boys. Well, that's crazy.
You teach them to hold the door open. These are all.
But that's being a gentleman. To me, that's part of being a man. There's a difference. Like I said,
well, no, it's exactly
people
the
are
same
men biologically, and there's manhood, and there's being a gentleman, and there's being a leader. There's all these facets. So if you can teach a young man to be a gentleman, that is his way of growing into being a man, if you will, manhood.
Well, I mean,
you can't teach someone to be a leader.
13th, 14th century, then young boys would be taught the art of chivalry, and basically that meant that they could go out and kill somebody before they got killed themselves. So that's another social agreement.
Another symbol, a hero that goes to war and falls, like Leonidas, in ancient Greek. It's kind of symbol of a man. He offered his life, for his country, and he knew he would die. They knew that they would die.
But once again, I don't know if that makes you a man or
Spartan, the Spartan king.
But does that make you a man, or does that make you a hero? For someone to say, "I'm going to go into battle." The
hero is a symbol of a man. I mean, socially, it's still one.
No.
Yeah. Well, hero is male, and
hero could be female too.
And heroine is a female.
A heroine is the same thing. I'm not doing semantics here with a little at the end of something. I'm just saying.
Come on,
it's
a man invention. It's a man invention. Man invented that.
A hero or a heroine to me, irregardless. That doesn't make you a man / a woman. That just makes you that you had more balls than the next person to go do something. That's a big difference. Once again, just because you're a man, or what makes a man, doesn't mean you have balls to do squat. You just happen to be a man. What makes you a man among men, that's where you start dividing that you're a man among men. And
the question from Adam is then, who chooses that moment when you become a man among men? Because he's suffering.
You're the only one.
Adam is suffering from the fact that he says a lot of Greek men are already, pumping themselves up, pushing themselves forward, being super macho.
Well, that's because
they're making that choice themselves. And you're saying, oh no, you become a man between men. So the men around you say, hey, you are a man.
That's because listen, this is all boiling down to when you're a child.
How nice you smell. I know. Let's get
no. You have to have confidence when you walk in the room, whether it's true or not. You have to know that you have the biggest penis in that room. And you also have the confidence that you don't need to show it. And so to put it in a vernacular for the audience that doesn't have a heart attack,
So what does the
if you're
penis
the
have
smartest
to do
guy,
with
let me finish. If you're the smartest guy in the room, you don't have to let everybody know you're the smartest guy in the room. Once again, that's confidence.
That's a
being
characteristic
man.
of a smart man. Doesn't show off that he's smart.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a way.
Like when I walk into
be
a
smart.
room, I act like the biggest goofball in the world, and I'm good with that. I want people to think I'm an idiot. I want to be the wolf. I
You
don't
do a
need
pretty good
people to be
impression.
like, yeah, thank you very little. I don't need people to go, he knows that. You don't need to know squat about me. I'm just here because whether I have to be there for business or pleasure or for social, I'm just there. And I'm there and I'm going to be goofy
Well,
or
you
whatever.
certainly there,
But
Stephen.
that's true. I'm out there. But
So
if I have to
showing
do
off,
something in
showing
business,
off,
that's it.
and shouting that I'm
Yeah, there's no
here,
reason
I have
to.
the biggest dick. It's not a man characteristic for you.
Yeah. No,
It's funny
it's
you
not.
should
It's
talk
just,
I
about
agree.
having
I
the
agree.
biggest dick, because I did read an article about a gentleman who'd spent an absolute fortune having his penis physically enlarged, and then people would, because he was a millionaire anyway, but they asked him like, why did you do it? And he said exactly, he said something that Steve just alluded to. He said, oh, I just knew that when I walked into the room, I had
I have the biggest one. Yeah.
the biggest dick.
But
You
what
know,
a
and I
waste.
just thought,
Yeah,
I
but
just thought
those
to myself,
impress.
you
But those
spent all that
impress
money.
only other men. You know, we want to show how
he did.
much men are we to other men.
No, he
No.
didn't tell
Men-
He didn't want to tell anybody.
No
He didn't
woman,
tell
or at
anybody.
least I don't know women, you know, who will be impressed. Oh my God, look what he's hiding inside his pants. I
Can I
mean,
tell you when
this is a
when I get
starving
naked,
for
they
sex
say that.
woman. I don't know.
But
Listen,
isn't
I
that
was making love
strange,
to a
though,
girl
isn't it?
and she started to cry in the beginning. And I said, are you going to hate yourself in the morning? She said, no, I hate myself now. But anyway, the point of
Yeah,
this is,
No, sorry,
point of
Steve.
this
But
is,
I mean, is it
yeah,
what is it then that drives this guy to have his penis enlarged, right?
it's
And not
self-esteem.
to go into a room and not want to tell anybody in that room that he did it, other than the
Self-esteem.
fact that he knew it himself.
Self-esteem. That's his
So
Well,
that
low
means that
self-esteem.
that means he has low self-esteem, and he
Yeah, and
thinks
this thing,
that
he
if he
physically
shows
boosts it
up
up.
with a big dick, he suddenly, you know, I mean, everybody will count him as something. Well,
Yeah.
bullshit,
yeah.
you know, bullshit.
Well,
with
yeah,
big
but
Listen.
like Stephen was alluding to, it was also that he would feel that about himself. He must.
Right.
I mean, he
It's
was already
self-esteem.
mega successful. That's what I didn't understand. So he had the black Amex card. So he
Right.
had all the things that society said he may necessarily have needed. But then all of a sudden he just thought, well, you know, for one reason or another, you know, I have a very small penis and I need to have it enlarged, and I need to have that feeling every time I walk into the room that I've got the biggest dick. But you know, I think society is looking at him and thinking, well, you are the biggest dick, so you are successful.
But wait a minute. But if you don't know, and once again, it goes to self-esteem. It goes to how you're raised. It goes to your parents or your grand. I mean, all this plays a point in when you go, what makes a man? All of that makes a man. That's everything that models you to become a man.
Okay, because I am the moderator in the Stokes.
Well, it's your show.
I will say something else. We'll go a little different way.
Okay.
Because we
Ooh, a
mentioned
little
politics, and politics is a good example because there are symbols there, and Biden
Right.
is a different kind of symbol. Trump, for me, the president of the United States that was more man than other was Obama, and I will tell you why. He was he is intelligent. He made clever jokes. He was confident. You could see he didn't have to lie. Maybe he lied, but it didn't show like he was lying. Like, for example, Trump, because Trump showed up now and he says, oh, I accept crypto. But there was a tweet like from 2019. He was saying crypto is bullshit, you know. And now we have elections soon, and it's pretty obvious that the guy's lying, and he wants to fish votes. I mean,
Yeah, but I don't understand the.
so I want you
understand.
from your side to name somebody that you think that this is a symbol of a man for me. That is a nice symbol.
Me, I'm a symbol of a man. I'm a symbol of a man. I'm an old school guy.
Except from yourself.
I can't. I don't.
You
There's
have
nobody else
to.
out. Here's why. There's a couple people, but
I
I
don't
don't know them
accept
personally.
you and
That's
nobody
fine. You don't
here.
have to. But here's my thing. I know I am because I know how I am privately and publicly. I know what I do. I know what I don't do. I don't know if anybody else is what I would consider a man because I don't know them. I see their persona. So to some of them, their persona, I'm like, that's a man. Others, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, so it's hard for me to make a judgment on people that I don't know because I don't know them personally or I don't
I
know enough
don't know
about their
Obama as
public.
well. I haven't met him, but
Mhm.
from the image, the symbol that I see on the
Okay.
TV or the internet, and I've heard the talks
And I
and everything.
disagree. And I would disagree with you for
I
one
think that
reason.
he's which other president was more
Okay.
man than
No,
Obama?
I'm disagreeing with you for one. Well, I think maybe George
Yes, you're
Washington and
free
those
to do
guys were
that.
probably men. Ben Franklin, of course, because he used to sleep with French hookers. Reason I think I disagree with you, Obama, because Obama accepted the Nobel Peace Prize before he did anything. And that was I said to myself, I would have had
That
more.
is different
That doesn't matter.
talk.
Excuse me. No. That is not.
That's not his
Excuse
characteristic.
me. You asked. I
He
don't.
didn't propose.
You can.
He didn't yeah, but he didn't propose himself as
It doesn't
being
matter.
nominated and
You,
vote for
but,
himself to be that.
but here's
He
the
was
best part about that.
proposed by
It
others
doesn't
and they
matter.
voted him.
And
Come
here's
on.
why it doesn't matter to me, because you can win something and you can respectfully decline it. I have gotten people that have said, we want to give you something. And I have respectfully declined it because I don't think
who
I deserve
declined
it.
last Nobel Prize? I think
I
Sartre.
would. If someone said to
Yeah,
me,
you would decline
we're going to,
$1 million
why not?
or two. Somehow.
But Obama,
It's
you're
an
the president
honor.
now. You're gonna make tons of money. Who gives a shit? And I have money, so I don't
It's
need
an
their $1 million.
honor. It's most of it
But
an honor.
here's the thing. If someone said to me, we're going to give you the Nobel Peace Prize for peace, not for science or medicine. Now, if they go for the best YouTube channel, David and I are going to accept that with all of you guys. With that, we take. But if they're going to give me the Nobel Peace Prize, I would literally say, for what did I do? And if they can't really tell me, but we're going to give it to you because you're popular, I would say I'm very flattered, but I respectfully decline. And I thought that.
And you expected from Obama to say, "What did I do to deserve a Nobel?" Do you expect that from Obama?
Yes.
From the president of the United States.
He wasn't the president
That
when he got it.
won 2 elections. I don't
care if he won 12 elections. That's the difference. That doesn't mean anything to me. These accolades, they're all bullshit. At the end of the day, that's all bullshit. And I don't know Mr. Obama. I would love for him to come on a show because I would say, tell me, because I may not have all the facts. I read all the articles.
Name me a better,
I don't have anybody. You know who is a man to me? Okay, here you go. Okay, here's who were men to me. If I have to pick people just because I have to pick people. Winston Churchill was a man. Orson Welles was a man. Alfred Hitchcock was a man. Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun, the first emperor of China. These to me are men.
Attila?
For the history books that I know.
Why?
Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan.
Why?
Really? Are you kidding? Of course. Anybody who can rape and pillage and conquer nations the way he did all day long.
Hitler tried that, and he succeeded.
But Hitler was different. The difference between Hitler and the other guys is when Genghis Khan and Attila the Hun would come and they would take over your nation. Other than they would, kill you if you didn't do what they said, they would give you a choice. You could either be part of their army or you die. So they gave you the honorable either yes or no. Hitler basically rounded up women and children, grandmothers, grandfathers, and just said, because you're Jewish, I'm killing you. So no, that's not a man. That's
you think that the others that you mentioned were like polite?
No, I am sure they were just as horrible and just as terrible. But the history that I read about them, they would always give you a choice, and I'm okay with that. So I'm okay with the way they give you a choice when they conquered you. Once again, I'm not a big proponent of war, but if I have to look at people that I would go, okay, there's a man. Because they read the battle, they did this, they did that, but they were strategic, they were nice. When you read about them, and if you read all the biographies you can find about these guys, which I have, then it's like, okay, listen, would I want them alive today? Probably not. Yes, for Orson Welles and Alfred Hitchcock and those guys and Winston Churchill all day long. Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan, maybe not so much. But for what they were,
why Churchill? What Churchill for you is a symbol of a man? What's his characteristic that
So for I
suit
don't
you?
everything I've read about him, I like his sarcasm. I like of course, the scotch and the cigars, and I
Intelligence,
like his thing. Yeah, he had intelligence, but it's also his mannerisms. Now, I'm not thrilled about how we divided up the Middle East one day
behavior,
because he got blood on a
behavior.
napkin. But other than that, I'm okay. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I like things that he did. I like
He
things that he stood
opposed
for. I
in
mean,
a very practical way against a
yeah,
dictator.
but he also had balls,
Yeah,
and that's important.
that was great thing to do that he opposed.
Yeah.
When Hitler entered
No,
Poland, he immediately declared war to Germany.
Yes.
Although England at that time, UK wasn't at their best. I think it wasn't like 1922 when it was the biggest
Yeah.
empire
Well,
in the
the
world.
they're still trying to get back to their best. But they're having their own problems. But my point is that when someone says you have to pick, I picked figures of history that at least made a positive difference. And to me, and anything
Why
that's
didn't you
still hanging
mention
and Genghis Khan did,
Mahatma Gandhi, for example, that he was working for peace? Why,
because
isn't peace better
I
than
don't look
war?
at him as I don't look at him as you asked me what I thought a man was. I don't look at that. I just look at that he was a humanitarian, and that to me is totally different.
Well,
yeah.
isn't that good? Being a
It's fine,
humanitarian?
but my definition, right? But my definition is different than somebody else's definition. Like someone would say, look at Bill Gates. He's going around and spending all this money to help people and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But is he a man biologically? Is he a man any other way? I don't know. I don't know him to
We are
say that
not. We
he's
are
a
not talking
man.
biologically because, I
I
mean,
know that. I'm just saying, but I don't look at people today in today's society. I look at a man, or when we talk about women, same thing. If I'm saying someone says, who do you think a man is? When I look at somebody, I'm like, if I'm going to pick you out and I'm going to say you're a man, in my mind, you also then have to be a role model for children
Yeah.
and a role model
Yeah.
for adults and role model for that. So when I look at people throughout history, whether it's an athlete, a politician, or whoever, it's very difficult to find men. Like you look at like a Shaquille O'Neal. Now, when I see of him, very much he's a man. I mean, he's always helping and doing, but very So I look, okay,
But you wouldn't see
maybe,
a lot of
but I
him.
don't
You'd be
know
looking
him
at his.
enough.
You'd be
so
looking at his
that's
chest.
the
wouldn't you?
Greek freak Adetokounmpo. By the way, yesterday Panathinaikos won the European League, and there was Scott Pippen there. There was an actor there, and the actor who was playing in Lost in Translation. What's his name? I like very much this
Bill
actor.
Murray.
Yeah,
Bill
he was
Murray.
also there, and you know what he said, that he really liked the European, and he thinks it's better than the American. It's more dynamic.
What is
Soccer, he's talking
football?
about.
Yeah,
Soccer.
just
Football.
talking about
Football.
that. But
Of course it is,
basketball,
because our football
like
here,
to-
our football soccer sucks. It's not like the European or the UK or anything.
basketball.
Oh, basketball is a different.
Yeah.
Basketball over here is only good when they have the finals. It's not during the regular
I'm
season.
talking about the
I'm
final.
gonna-
I'm talking about the
I'm going to
final.
throw my hat into the men
Yeah.
naming a man now.
Yeah.
And for me, it's going to be Nelson Mandela for a simple
Interesting.
reason that he was man enough to put all the crap that he'd had taken in his life behind him and to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I agree with that.
Yeah.
so that's,
I agree too.
Oh, well, that's the end of the show then. Thank you very much, Paul.
We're done.
We concluded. Become Mandela. That will be a very
Mandela.
nice. We will close this way anyway.
Now, I will tell you something that's truly pathetic. There was an article you had 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's either in The Economist or the FT. And now people, the younger generation, are complaining about Mandela and saying that he wasn't a great leader and he wasn't a man. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. And they're naming
He probably
all
wasn't
his
a very
faults.
good leader. He probably wasn't a very good leader.
No. But my point is this: it's like this woke bullshit children need to shut up, because back in that time, back in that period, he was exactly what that period and what that time needs. And that's what annoys me when someone says, if you look at throughout history, and you can go back 10 billion years, you can go to yesterday, and someone goes, this person is X. And at that time, as we're giving them accolades, yes, they were perfect, they were this, they were great. And then 20 years from now, we're going to, oh, they said that, they said this. Yes, But at that
but
time, it was
didn't Thatcher
okay.
say that, like, today's terrorists, tomorrow's freedom fighters?
Correct.
You know, and so it's the same with Mandela as well. He did a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have been doing, and he you know, had the whole ANC
We all
thing.
have.
It's all
Yeah,
clouded
everybody
in
has.
all sorts of naughty stuff. But you know, somebody put a stop to that, and then you know, took him out of everything, and still he came back and could put it all behind him. And I wonder how many men can actually do that. You know, just to try and say, okay, all right, well, that's
Not many.
my father always used to say, you have to learn how to close a book before you can open a new one. And
That's a good advice.
it's taken me like, you know, 60 odd years to kind of get my head around that. But it's
That's a
really
good
difficult to close the book,
Yeah.
because the winds of time rattle the pages, and you know, and keep wanting you to go back and open it up and have a look at it again. And you can't change the past. So what's the point
Yeah.
of that?
You can learn from the past, though.
Right. You can learn from it. We
Yeah,
all grow
but, you
and
know,
mature.
But you know, even if you close it, it's still as a memory in your head. You have
yeah,
experienced
but
it, and you cannot take it out.
I think
Cannot
what he
erase it.
was trying to refer to is, don't keep going back and get involved in the day-to-day stuff that happened in the past, because there's no way you can change it.
That
That's
is
different to-
actually,
to learning
David,
it.
the artwork that you have, my artwork. It's past, future, and it's when
Okay.
it's the past. It's in front. It's coming in front of you, and it's becoming a burden. You know, all the time. It doesn't allow you to go forward. You know, it's like a ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's connected to what you said about what your father said, and it's.
Yeah.
I think it's right.
Yeah. Well, like I say, yeah, there are. I have several books in my library, and occasionally the wind will pick up and rattle the pages, and you know, and I have in the past delved into it, and it's never made me happy. I can't change the decisions that I made. I can't change the decisions that other people made. It's
No, but
finished. Move
you
on.
can change
But you can
your
learn.
present. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can learn.
Yeah.
You can
No,
change your
does
present.
that make me a man? Who knows?
If you do it,
No, it
yeah.
makes you a human. It makes you a human being because
Yeah,
you're
it
evolved.
is.
There's a difference.
Look, we are by default human beings,
No,
but
we're
we are
not.
trying to take to figure
No,
out,
we're
you know,
not.
the
I've met some
role of
people
a
that are
man.
far from human beings.
And right now we are in this position to say that, oh, it's human nature in general, etc. But before, there were men, it's very strong symbol of a man, you know, like we're saying, like the hero, the brave, that he know how to combat, you know, not being afraid, but also fair, also, you know, helpful to others. But I will tell you something that I read today. It is somehow connected, but here in Crete, like 3 days ago, 17-year-old girl decided to fall off a bridge and killed herself because she was bullied. And the priest, because there was a funeral, the priest here denied to make her the liturgy. How would say, to farewell liturgy?
Eulogy?
Yeah, because the church, which is very patriarchal, that's why we have a man God here, and you know, wise man, you know, old and stuff, which is a symbol, of course. And he did this, you know, and I don't think that is this is because the priests are actually men here. There are no priestesses like it was back in the Minoan time, the same island, right? And 3,000, 4,000 almost years ahead. And in some regards, they were more advanced than we are now.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah.
We become stupider every year as a society.
We are losing empathy, you know. We are losing our minds.
I wanted to go back on something you said about being a man, being a hero, you know, not being afraid. I've never read any or heard anybody that's been in these dramatic circumstances that hasn't said, you know, I was crapping myself. Because I think I think that makes you, you know, the fact that you can admit to the weaknesses that you have and overcome them. You know, I refer back to Mandela again. that's something.
And then,
that,
now, for example, what you're saying is also interesting. That a man is a person also for me that admits his mistakes, that
Yeah.
realizes what he has done wrong, and tries to change it, as we said before.
yeah. Well, I mean, I am the man in this household, and I have my partner's permission to tell you that. And I think that's very important.
Did Annette give you a note that said it's okay for you to say that you're the man of the household?
Got
Very
my note,
nice. Very nice. No, I think this is one of those things where I was going to invite like the girls from Social Intercourse on, but I didn't want to wake them up. Or I was going to invite some other people on. But this is one of these things that if you ask 100 different people, male or female, and you say, what makes a man? Everyone will give you a
You get 103 answers.
Yeah,
right,
but
and
look,
Yeah.
David, you are talking about subjectivity, which David brought up at the beginning. But okay,
Right.
we are talking about cultural stuff, our society. This artwork, by the way,
yes. Well, here, let's do it. We'll zoom in on that
it's
one. Hold
you
on a
can
second.
see
There you go.
just a part of it. It's
That
based
looks
on
like a 1960 like piece of artwork from like war.
like
Well,
op art, but
Yeah, no, very cool.
Yeah.
It looks very cool. There you go. Look at that.
It also
but
reminded me really. My first instinct was Ford Mustang. That's the thing that rushed through my head with the go faster stripe on it. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Has something quite speedy about it. But there you go, automotive.
yeah, but I will tell the story about it because this was created first. I mean, the base of it was digital, and it's called Violencia because of the
Okay.
violence, right? And I created this thinking about the men who are violent to their women, to women in general,
Right.
And of course, I don't approve. I don't accept it, and I don't think that you are a man hitting a woman or
I agree.
taking her down. I don't think that. I'm speaking to the young guys now because the older, I don't know if they are stuck to the sick ideas or something. But hitting a woman, guys, is never a thing that makes you a man. Because you are, exercising your because you're stronger or something. It doesn't make you a man. This is
But
what I wanted to
in
say.
defense of men, there are also a lot of men who are physically abused by women. And I don't mean that.
True.
So-
but
so,
that doesn't make her
it
a
doesn't
woman,
make-
No. Also.
No.
So it is a human thing, but if we divide it into, like man, women,
And the thing that's been
make a
running on
woman when
the
you're
news.
violent.
The thing that's been running on the news loop here is that video film from P. Diddy, kicking the girl and dragging her in the hallway in the hotel. So that's been really good because there's been a lot of
I've seen it.
lot of negativity about that in its in a positive way. People are quite shocked by it. Oh wow, this guy's supposed to be successful and a role model, etc., etc.
Something else, just a question totally different, but maybe it has a connection because he's a man. There was an interview on Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
sure.
A few days ago with an actor called Terrence Howard. Have you heard about that?
I know who Terrence Howard is. I haven't seen the interview.
Yeah, but it made a lot of talks around the internet, at least in the circles that I am, because he was talking a lot about things, a lot of things. You need to see it, but a lot of things that are scientific, but very blurry and stuff like that. And anyway, you are not familiar
unless it
with
deals
it.
with UFOs and the Illuminati and the world going to come to an end.
Well, the first thing he in the first minute he said that I am different on the. I'll tell you something. I'm different than the others, etc. Because I remember being in my womb's mother.
His mother's womb.
Yeah, and there was I watched it today.
At that point, I would have turned it off right then.
Yeah, it was the first minute, 3 hours, 3 hours, in the first minute.
Wow.
And because I think vanity also is not a good characteristic for men,
No.
Also for women, but anyway, I don't
Well, I
like
can remember-
women
I can
that have
remember
vanity
that.
in them.
I'll tell you who another man is then, based on everything I see. If we have to pick, Keanu Reeves seems like a man to me because Keanu
Right.
Reeves is a
Apart from
low
the fact that
key.
apart from the fact that he's gay, you mean?
He's not gay. Keanu Reeves seems
Of
like
course
he's a
he
very
is.
nice guy.
That's
Keanu
not what
Reeves
he's doing
has a
in it.
girlfriend.
Of course
That's
he
not-
is.
Listen, the other day
Dave,
when we were in bed
Steve,
together, he didn't. Listen, excuse me.
Hey,
When Keanu and I were in
you
bed
should
together
see-
the
you
other
should
day,
s-
that didn't come up. Anyway,
You should
my
see
point
his
is,
Amsterdam
But
itinerary. mate.
what,
That's
being
all I'm
gay
saying.
makes you less of a man? Come on.
I know. I'm just listen. I don't care if he's gay or not. I've
Allegedly.
seen him. I've met him in person. He's very nice. I've seen
Does he
his the
smell
videos
nice?
they put out on him when he doesn't know he's being filmed, and he seems like he's just a nice gentleman.
But
Full
did he
stop.
smell nice?
So I don't remember. I didn't sniff him. But my point is that he
You
seems like
should.
that's also to me a man because he does everything
Okay.
right. Now what he does behind closed doors, I don't care. That's not my business. Gay or straight, that's not my business. How
Okay.
you treat me and other people is my business.
So let's hit some names and you just yes or no. Okay, man or no man, is it I
Sure,
mean
why
when I'm
not?
saying man, I mean is it a very good like Clooney?
Okay, like a role model.
Yeah,
guy.
Clooney.
Okay, sure.
Oh, he sells a lot of coffee.
He sells a lot. Yeah, he sells a lot of booze. So I guess sure.
And
Let's go with
coffee.
Clooney. Could be a good role model.
Yeah. Yeah. Women seem to like him, sort of dad figure.
Yeah.
I've modeled
okay,
myself on him,
Okay, I will shoot just like that. Eminem.
Eminem?
Yeah.
I love them.
him.
I like
always
the
have
peanut
a
ones.
bag. Yeah, me
Okay.
too. Yeah, peanut.
I like the
ones,
peanut M&Ms. Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, he's just
No
he's
freaking
one,
way.
Ozzy Osbourne.
freaking
He's one sandwich short of a picnic.
Yeah, I love him, but he's not a role. I mean, if you want to be a rock star, I guess he's a great role model. But I just think for
No,
life
we are
in
talking as a
general,
man. Mick Jagger.
He has
He's
evidently,
80 years
according
old
to
and
Keith
kicking ass,
Richard, he
man.
has a small penis. So therefore, that takes him out of the "I'm a real man."
Yeah. I think Mick Jagger is an interesting character. Yeah,
Anthony Hopkins.
He's
Oh,
Welsh.
Sir
So
Anthony.
that says enough. Do I have to say any more than that?
Oh, okay,
He's
never
Welsh.
mind then if he's Welsh. Yeah, it doesn't count.
He's very nice, and he's
His
playing
mum likes him.
he's playing in a new movie. I'm anticipating it, Freud. He's playing Freud.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's already on Netflix. It's called Freud's Last Interview. It's very
It's
interesting.
already out.
Yeah.
Out here in
Oh, I
America,
didn't
it's
know.
out. I don't know.
Well,
what in
you'll
Greece.
find out then that if you're dreaming about, if you have in your dream lots of lampposts, that's because you have a penis inadequacy, and if your heroine is standing on a balcony, she has large breasts.
Oh, God.
Discuss. I'm just Freud.
Yeah, he had something. He had something.
Yeah, lots of cocaine. And anyway, there you go.
Okay, let's go on.
Can we go on anymore?
Okay. Another question.
Sure.
A little different. Now, outside of manhood, I would say, which for you is the most handsome man? Handsome.
Thank you very much.
Brad Pitt. I always had a man crush on Brad
Pitt.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's not that handsome. Yeah,
he was handsome.
The girls
maybe
say to me
anymore,
as well. Yeah, he had a lot of pancake on his face because he's got a lot of acne.
He was very handsome to me in Fight Club. Very handsome.
That's because
the
he's
head,
being a man, kicking people's ass. I will tell you, there's two guys.
9 days in
There's two-
Tibet or
if I-
something. Was that 90 days or whatever?
No.
it was?
And there's two guys that if you want to say who's like a handsome, good looking guy. I like Ryan Reynolds, I think, because of his personality, but he's a pretty boy man. And I mean that as a compliment. So
Yeah,
Ryan,
pretty
if you
boy,
hear
yeah.
me, he's a pretty boy man.
Yeah.
But see,
And he likes-
George Clooney is like that old style guy.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
only
I
because you want to
like
get
George
you
Clooney.
want
exaggerated
free
for
coffee.
me.
You just want free coffee from him. That's, you know.
Listen, I'm a Jew, of course. I want everything for free.
He's on that.
He's got a nice woman though. She's very active, and I don't like her personally as looks, but I know she's very active
she's in the UN or something. She's very.
She was fighting for David. And I
Free
want
coffee.
your opinion
She's fighting
about
for free
that.
coffee.
She was fighting for the return of the the ancient Greek art that is in the
the
British
Elgin
Museum.
marbles. Yeah.
It's not marbles, it's Greek art that was taken from Acropolis, from the Parthenon.
Yeah, well, they call them the Elgin marbles, of course, because
They are not, again, that's the thief. They are not hymns, yeah?
I know, but that's also, and the marbles, that was the fascia on the front of the temple.
The marbles are the medium.
Yeah.
Like this is acrylic, it's mixed media, it's my biggest mixed media. It's acrylics, aluminium.
So, anyway, we know what that is, so what's the question then?
If you agree for the return of them.
Well, yeah, we're seeing that everywhere. We're seeing it, and I think
but if you agree, because the museum doesn't agree, Sunak doesn't agree, Johnson didn't agree, nobody from them agreed.
At the end of the day, it's the old adage: the victory and the spoils of war go to the victor. It's still the same.
Yeah.
I mean, if
it's just out. This is just out and out theft, really. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It was normal. Everybody took something back from the Grand Tour.
Yeah.
And
the colonies were doing that. But speaking about art, Picasso, you know that I admire Picasso for his work, but I don't admire him as a man. He was destroying women, if you know about him. And
doesn't
do too much for me, the art, Picasso. Sorry.
I only like his picture. I only like his blue period. That's the only period I like.
He was taking lots of Viagra then, I'll take it. So that's why I was in a blue period.
Well, sometimes I recognize the value of an artwork without being a great fan of it. Like, for example, I understand the value of the music of Pink Floyd, but I've never was a fan of it.
Really?
I listen when they are playing. I like, but The Wall is a great. Or for example, another role like look, I'm talking about David Bowie.
David Bowie, he was an interesting character.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I think he is very man. Although he was kind of, was playing a little with the role of...
he was bisexual.
Yeah, he was playing with this kind of...
But once again, does your sexuality have anything to do with you being a man? I know 60 Minutes did an interview.
It used to be, at least, for men.
60 Minutes interviewed a colonel or a general, and I want to say it was in the Netherlands or Norway, where you can be gay and be in the armed forces, and nobody cares. And this guy's like, he's got a medal full of chess. And I remember thinking to myself,
medal full of
chess? It matters.
Okay.
A chest full of medals, sorry. I don't think it matters if you're gay or you're straight or you're bi. There's nothing to do with you being
your blood's the same color. Your blood's the same color. Simple as that.
That's my point. I don't look at somebody. If somebody says
same about the races, right? Your blood is.
I don't care. Your color means nothing to me either. I don't care what color you are for you to be a man. It's your character. So going back to all this other stuff, like we said, Mandela, the emperors of China, Genghis Khan, all these people. You're just a man. And if someone says so and so is bisexual, whoever you said, Keanu Reeves is bisexual or he's gay, okay, good for him. But you know what?
No, I think he's straight.
I think I don't. What David's could be, I don't know. But anyway, my point is, it doesn't make you any less or more if you are.
I'm not saying that
because of all of everything else and your sexuality when you're.
And it also doesn't make you more of a human, to trying to be more man.
And it also. Oh wait! And
all those people out there representing Mr. Reeve, as lawyers, etc. I'll put the word allegedly in front of it just to keep it all in. But the Dutch newspapers were regularly full, because he comes to Amsterdam quite a lot, as to where he goes and what he does when he's here. So that's based just on innuendo. But can I be a man now and say I'm going to pull the plug on this particular?
You're going to pull your plug on here on the show live? That's crazy. You can't do that.
You had a plug all the time.
I've been pulling your chain for the last hour or so. So now
you've been pulling something for the last hour. Before let me do some housekeeping really quick.
Before you close. I think only men about half of the hour will be talking about sex. I mean, if women were talking about between them,
if we had women on the show, it'd been 50 minutes.
Yeah, and there were
the
show that you have, there are only women. I think you are there. I think I've seen only women.
No.
And would they be talking if they had a topic about women? Would they be talking about sex?
No, women are going to talk about their hair and makeup and cuddling and stuff.
Because women don't talk about sex. They do sex. They practice sex. Only we
No,
talk because we
and
show off.
that's not true. And here's why I know it's
Yeah.
not true. Because I have had the privilege or the misfortune, depending, where I was with a group of women. I was the only guy because I just happened to be at the right or wrong place at the wrong or right time. And they were sitting in another section right behind me. I could hear their conversation. There were 7 or 8 of them. And they were talking nothing for that 45 minutes that I was smoking my cigar, listening to them. They were talking about sex, penis sizes, positions.
You know why?
No,
Because there are no
why?
men anymore. That's what they think.
Okay.
Well, then they came over to my table and it was like, ladies.
Guys,
Anyway,
I'm
some real
sorry.
quick
I'm sorry to
housekeeping.
tell you. I'm sorry to tell
Yeah.
you, but we are the last ones. The last of
I think so.
Mohicans.
I agree with that.
Well, we are on this show, so we're gonna have to wind it
some
up,
quick
guys,
housekeeping.
'cause
Just so just so everybody knows, you can catch we have a podcast everywhere, including
That's
now
right.
YouTube podcasting. So if you want to catch our show and you don't want to leave YouTube because you have the app, you can catch us on the YouTube podcasting. You can be Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, wherever you get it. This is our live show on Monday. It'll be rebroadcasted on Tuesday. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and like, and also tell your friends, leave comments. And if you want to be a guest on the show, whether you're a man or a woman or something in between, feel free. And there you go.
just whoever you are,
there he is.
Whoever you are, remember, you just have to smell nice.
Milky.